The second part of 11.1 has us creating what's called a 5-number summary. A 5-number summary is simply a diagram used to display 5 key summary points. We'll look for a minimum value, a number that identifies the first quartile, the median, which is the middlemost number, a number that identifies the third quartile, and a maximum value. Let's take a look at 2 examples and describe their 5-number summary. Example 3A. The scores for the first round of an archery competition are as follows: 111, 114, 97, 102, 120, 113, 116, 114, 106, and 110. Create the 5-number summary of the data set. Do there appear to be any outliers? The first thing you'd want to do is determine how many numbers you have in your data set. If we count these up, I notice that there are 10 numbers. The second thing you'll want to do is put them in numerical order. Pause the video and rewrite those numbers. You can just put it either in that 5-number summary area or just right below the numbers up above. Write them in order from least to greatest. As you can see, I started off with my lowest score of 97 and my top score of 120. As we look through these, we want to list out those 5 key points, and then we'll create our 5-number summary diagram, which is also called a box and whisker plot, if you've ever heard of that. We're going to just list out our key features. I'm going to start with my minimum value. The minimum value is just the smallest number, that's 97. Then if we think about the maximum value, that's 120. Those are easy to determine in our 5-number summary. I'm going to go with the median next. And taking a look at these numbers, I recognize that there's an even amount in our data. So if I look for the 2 most middle values, 111 and 113 are the 2 innermost values. If we add them together and divide by 2, we would get a median of 112. Now for the first and third quartile. Our first oops, I didn't mean for it to be a highlighter. There we go. For our first quartile, what we have to do is look at everything below that median number. So technically, we're dividing it in the left side and the right side. Out of these 5 data points, we have a middle of that data set. The quartile is the middle number in that lower half. So in this case, it's 106. Notice 111 is counted on that lower half because the median was 112. If we do the same thing for our third quartile, to the right of our median, all the way to the maximum, again we have 5 values. And there's a true middle number within that set. It's 114. And that's literally what you do to determine the 5 numbers in your 5-number summary. Then we create the 5-number summary diagram. To create this diagram, the diagram itself, we're going to add this over on the left, is just a number line. And on that number line, we'll identify some key features. You want to make sure that your number line can be divided evenly before you start. Noticing that our minimum is 97 and our maximum is 120, I would create a number line, and you can divide it up however you want, but I would maybe count by either 5s or 10s. So if I start here, I'm going to start with 90, 95, 100, 105, 110, 115, 120, 125. Just kind of giving visual representation of where those numbers would be represented. So here's 90, and here's 100, here's 110, 120. All right, to create this 5-number summary, what I'm going to do is use the first quartile, the median, and the third quartile and sketch kind of a rectangle up above the number line. My median is at 112. So between 110 and 115, I'm going to draw just kind of a little vertical segment right there for the median. I'm going to do the same thing for my first quartile at 106 and at 114. So notice 114 is really close to 112. So that little section, make that a little bit taller. Well, maybe. There we go. Those are those inside three most values. And then I'm just going to connect them with two segments on top and bottom. The first quartile, median, and third quartile make a rectangle on our 5-number summary. Then I'm going to use my minimum and my maximum and create points. My minimum was at 97, so that's between 95 and 100. I'm just going to put a point up above. And then I'm going to connect that point to my rectangle. My maximum was 120. And I'm going to connect that to my rectangle as well. There is your 5-number summary. That's all it is. Just a way to display some of those key points within your data set. What I'd like you guys to do is actually try that with example 3B. The data below show that you're given the number of trials required by 9 puppies to learn a new trick. That's fun. I forgot. We have one more question up above. Hang on. Let's go back up there. Do there appear to be any outliers? Now remember, an outlier is a data value that doesn't quite fit within that set. As I look at it, 97 is kind of a ways away, but not super far from 102. So I would think there are no significant outliers on that data set. All right, so okay, please try example 3B. Again, create the 5-number summary, just following the same process we did in 3A, and then decide if you think there are any outliers. Once you're done, press play, and we'll see if we have a match. I stopped after I determined my 5 summary points. I have a minimum of 5 and a maximum of 25. The median value, the number right in the middle, would be 21. Notice because that is the data point, in my first quartile, I only have 4 numbers below that. So I had to find the average of the 2 middlemost numbers. In this case, though, it would be 19. My third quartile, I had to go between 23 and 24, so I had to find their average, which would be 23.5. Now I'm only counting from 5 to 25. In my, what was that? Oh, sorry. All right, got a notification. Better finish this up. For my 5-number summary on my number line, since it's only 5 to 25, I'm going to count by 2s. So I'll start with 0, and I'll go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Oops, I don't really need too much more than that. 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. So I guess I really don't need that much. We'll get that going here. All right, so there's my number line. Always create your number line first so that we can show that visual kind of representation for our data points. Now our median was at 21, so just beyond 20, I'm going to draw that first vertical segment. My first quartile was 19, just to the left of that. And my third quartile is 23.5. So there's 22, 24, 23.5 is right there. And we'll connect those with a rectangle. Notice those data points are very close together. All right, so then if I look at my minimum and maximum, boy, that minimum is kind of far away, isn't it? We've got 2, 4, 5. Connect all the way there. Oops, maybe. There we go. And then 25. So 22, 24, 25. The maximum is super close to that data set. But notice that minimum is pretty far away, if that's an indicator for our last question. Do there appear to be any outliers? I think we could all agree that 5 is considered an outlier. And that's how you work with your 5-number summary. Finally, we end lesson 11.1 with an application question. Example 4. The data sets shown are the average wait times before being seen by a dentist at 2 different offices, Office A and Office B. So you can see they're not in any order, just 14, 17, 30, 8, 11, 16, 20, and so on. For example, or for part A, we want to find the mean, median, and mode for each office. What I'd like you to do is just break that down for office A and office B. Let's find the mean, median, and mode. And then for part B, we'll compare these statistics and see if we can draw any conclusions. So please pause the video one last time and find the mean, median, and mode for each of these offices. Then press play and we'll go on to part B. As I worked through these values, I found the mean for office A was approximately 21.9. For office B, I got exactly 16. The median, the middle value, once I rearranged those orders, I got about 20, or exactly 20 actually, for A and 18 for B. For the mode, I didn't get anything for a mode for A, nothing repeated more than once, but B, I got a mode of 18. Now, for part B, it says compare these statistics. Draw one or more conclusions about the data. If you look at those three measures, the mean, median, and mode would be the least likely way to compare something. It really doesn't share much of a difference between office A or B. I think the mean or average wait time would be a pretty significant way to compare them. The average wait time in office A is 21.9 minutes before you're seen by the dentist. The average wait time in B was only 16 minutes. So I think it's safe to assume that in office B has a smaller wait time. That's something you could say about that data. If you had other ideas, you're welcome to say that too. Notice office A has a higher maximum than office B. That might be something you could say. Or office B definitely offered the shortest wait time. So there are lots of ways that you can draw conclusions about this data. And there's lesson 11.1. Your homework for today is to work on the 11.1 worksheet, and that's what I'd like you to submit.